All right, so we just spent for 6 hours of the Digimon Con. Uh, okay, so I was really hyped about this. I was expecting Digimon Survive release date. I was expecting a Digimon Story 3 trailer, something I knew they were working on, and I was expecting a Digimon TCG client, something that we've kind of seen things of that they sort of use for events, especially now that Re-Rise is ending. Um, we didn't get any of that. The Digimon Survive trailer, just Digimon Survive release date, just really the big question mark. Did get some news. Turns out that the part of the reason that Digimon Survive has been so goofed has been because obviously COVID. But they also switched developers. I've talked in the past about how Witchcraft, the developer they started with, had very little experience. And it was a bit like the biggest project that they've ever been handed easily. And apparently they weren't up to the task. So they switched to another developer, who is also pretty inexperienced. Uh, they've worked on one of the Harvest or Rune Factory games, I believe. Digimon Survive developer. Fuck, I just saw it. I just saw it a second ago. Um, the new one is Hide, who I've never heard of before. Um, so yeah, they've worked on a Rune Factory game. That's the big thing I could point to. I don't know. Rune Factory 5, I suppose. Um, but they did show some footage. The game looks pretty good. I know it always looked good. There's gonna be 3 routes they can go down. Each apparently takes about 40 hours, so the game's gonna be about 120 hours, 100 hours. So that's a lot. You're not just stuck to your party members though. You also have access to befriending enemies, kind of like in Shin Megami Tensei, even like talking to them and recruiting them sort of deal. Like it's very clear that the devs were fans of Shin Megami Tensei. Even Habu-san talked about Digimon as if they're like personas, like they're uh more like shadow versions of yourself. I'm like, this dude just played a lot of Persona 5. And I think it kind of really shows. Um, but you know what? That's fine, I guess. A weird thing is though that they're saying that Digimon aren't digital creatures, but like spirits of people. It's weird. It's really odd. Um, but that's about it for Survive. They talked a little bit about games. More or less the common theme was that the producers at Namdai Bamco don't trust anything in terms of port or remakes or ports that much. Even collections, they're like, eh. It seems like Digimon just doesn't really get funding, from what we can tell. Just seems like they don't get the dollar investments, which would probably explain why Survive is using these really small developers that no one's ever heard of, like Witchcraft and Hide. Probably because that's all they can afford. It's fine. Yo, Digitama Queen. We're doing the YouTube segment right now, so I have something to upload that takes 2 seconds to do. Maximum effort for the channel. You know how it is. What was I just saying? Yeah, they talked a little about Digimon World, because that was like the biggest request for making a sequel in the future, or not a sequel, a remake or a remaster. And he's like, yeah, I'm interested. But we don't know if we want to go the remaster route or the remake route. Also, we don't know how we would deal with just Digimon World games going forward, because they're kind of inaccessible. To which I say, just make tutorials, dummy. Just do Digimon World 1, but with tutorials. It's an easy game. You just have to explain how the game works. But anyways, they talked about that. They talked about Redigitize and how people wanted to be ported, and the excuse they gave was it uses a bottom screen, and redoing a DS game is difficult because of that. To which I also say the PSP game is right there. Just use that as the base. That's a single screen game. You don't have to figure much out. Just kind of pop it from the bottom screen to the top, like a little pop-out menu, just add an extra menu. I don't understand why this is difficult. Um, so that's another weird one. Yeah, we talked about WonderSwan Collection, which Bandai Namco specifically was like, no, I don't think that'd be profitable. And yeah, fair enough. Um, I think that was it. There's Q&A, and it was a lot of like really dumb questions, like how do I join the Bandai Namco? I don't know, dude. Learn how video game development works was more or less the answer. But yeah, there was a Digimon anime sequence, a bunch of Q&A with some people who worked on O2 and Tamers and Ghost Game. Uh, that was interesting. That was actually kind of fun. You heard some cool stories. Nothing that remarkable. They did show, they did talk a little bit about the O2 movie that's coming out. And they showed uncolored concept art of Davis. And we're like, well, this might not even be the total product. This might not even be the end result, and we don't have anything to show. So yeah, there is some TCG games between American and Japanese players. That was nice, I guess. Not my wheelhouse. Not until they eventually make a client. Um, and big part. Gamamon plushie. That's the best part. Yay, Gamamon plushie announcement. That was good. I like Gamamon plushie. I want a Gamamon plushie right now, so I can hug it to get over the stress from watching 6 hours of this. Um, and yeah, that's about it. I don't think I'm really missing anything else that's particularly notable. I just spent 6 hours of my life being disappointed because I expected a release date for a game that's been in development since like 2018, 2017. It's been a while. I think it was announced in 2018. It's been a minute. It's like 2 a.m. It's 2:04. I have no energy. Um, uh, I'm sure they'll upload the Digimon Survive gameplay and trailers, so you can go ahead and find that and watch it. But otherwise, that sucked. They keep saying, what should we do for Digimon Con next year? Give us some feedback. And my feedback, I guess, ultimately is have something to show us. Have something that we can actually get excited about with concrete dates, opposed to, hey, so we have some ideas. Oh, I almost forgot. They talked about Digimon Story 3. That it is a thing that is going to exist, and that's about where that ends, which is something we already knew. But yeah, I don't know. If you're gonna have a 6 hour thing, don't just say that like, oh, we have some stuff in development. Show us stuff if that's in development. If you don't have anything to show us, don't do it. Bye.